Today, it's what's on my iPhone day. Why is this important? Well, we use our phones everywhere. We use them here, and let's be honest, here too. So what's my criteria for a phone setup? It's simple.
Can I access my most used apps immediately? Check. Can I keep the distracting apps hidden? Check.
Yes, it's only 2 items. It's that simple. So let's take a look at what's on my iPhone. So this is my main page. As you can see, I like to use widgets on the screen. My most important widgets are the calendar, fitness, and Notion app. I've chosen these 3 to be big just so I have more information to look at. I also have my notes, camera, otter, and podcast app. Now these are just apps that I use on a daily basis, but I don't want to dedicate a big block screen for them. Also on the dock, I have my messages, Gmail, and Google Chrome and Apple Music apps. Don't hate me if I use Apple Music because you already know it's better than Spotify. But the reason I have these on my dock is because I personally just have had it since I got my first iPhone, I believe in 2014, and it's just stuck with me ever since. So that's why those 4 are always on my dock. Now moving on to my second page, this is literally where I house all my other apps that I use on my phone. There could be a better way of organizing it, but I find that having everything on a second page just makes it super useful and super easy for me to find. So as you can see on the top left, I have my finance page. So these are just all the financial apps that I use for either credit cards or just transferring money to other people. And then in my entertainment apps, as you can see, I have all these social media apps that I'm on except Twitter. I actually deleted Twitter on my phone because it was too much of a time sink and I got way too distracted on that app. But as you can see, I use my other social media platforms, and then I also house my streaming platforms on here just because I find that if they're in a folder, I find myself not using them as much on my phone. So it's just a good fail-safe to stop me from mindlessly watching content. And then speaking of content, I have my YouTube button right there. I have a YouTube icon right there because I personally use YouTube on a daily basis, and I find having it just dedicated on the home screen like this is just an easy way for me to get into the app and start watching YouTube. And then as you can see on my Google apps, I have all the Google apps that I use. I have a Google device so that way I can control, like voice automate my lights. So as you can see, I have Google Home, Google One, and all the Google apps there. Productivity wise, I know LinkedIn is on here, but at the time I feel like LinkedIn can be a good productivity tool to help find jobs or look for work. But I also have Notion, Pocket, which is a great app to use so you can save articles or anything that you find. Day One is a journaling app, which I wish I used more, but I find myself using it every on and off again. But I do find on the times that I want to use it, it's good to just have on my home screen, or my second screen actually. And for mental health, I have the Calm app, which is actually really useful. I don't pay for the premium version of it, but I just simply use a free version, which has like a couple of simple breathing exercises, which are really good to use on a day-to-day basis. Then I have CoStar, which I don't know if that should be a mental health app, but it's just a cool like astrology app to use. And then I have the Apple Health app, which sometimes I go into if I want to, but it's not really a everyday thing for me. Then I have the Treat Life app, which basically are the lights that I use to control my lighting setup in my room. So as you can see, I have 2 different colored lights behind me, and that is controlled through this app, so I can change the colors to anything that I want. And then I have the Books folder, which contains all the apps that I use for consuming books, or digital books actually. So I have Kindle. Obviously, if I buy anything on my Kindle, I can read it on my phone if I wanted to. Libby is just a great way to download free ebooks from your library onto your Kindle. If you don't know how to use it, I actually made a video about it a couple months ago. Notability is my note-taking app of choice on my iPad, so I just like having it there because it has all my book notes. Goodreads, you know, everyone knows Goodreads. It's just a good place to get recommendations for books. And then Audible, which is my audiobook service that I use every now and again. I don't pay for the subscription all the time, but if I can get a free trial or, you know, a discount on a month, I might go on it, get an audiobook, and then cancel it, just so I have like an audiobook or 2 to listen to. For work apps, as you can see, I have Outlook and Teams. For my 9 to 5, I need those apps to basically communicate with my other team members, so that's why those are on my phone. And then I have the SoundCloud app. I have this not in a folder because I do find myself sometimes using SoundCloud for very specific songs that aren't on Apple Music. So I'm thinking more like video game soundtracks or motivational speeches, just something that sometimes when I'm driving in a car I want to listen to, so it's just very easy to access it when it's on the second page without a folder right here. And then I have the new Journal app, which was introduced on the newest iOS update, I think iOS 17.2. I have only used it once, but I do want to plan on using it a little bit more frequently in the future, because I think it is a really cool app that Apple has introduced to basically keep a digital log of everything that's going on in your life, and it actually can give you AI generated prompts based on the activities that you're doing today. I do hope that they bring the app over to the iPad and Mac. I think iPad specifically, because if you could literally write with the Apple Pencil like a digital journal, that would be really cool. So I would love to see that. As you can see, I don't use any of the focus modes or different, home screens. I know that is a very effective strategy people use, but I personally find it a bit cumbersome to constantly have to switch and remember which one that I want to be on. I may try it in the future, but for me, having it like this and just keeping my phone on do not disturb for set periods of time does the trick for me. Again, this is what works for me, so another setup might work better for you. So I hope you found this video helpful. With love and respect, Yash.